literally no one actually enjoyed themselves. Just running around taking photos.
Taking photos.
Yeah.
And you waited in 8 hours of traffic.
Yes. Oh, it's bad memories.
Anyway, this is more realistic.
Yeah.
Anyway, this
Okay.
is not funny now.
Yeah, now we're back. Now we're to the real deal. Look, every year China experiences terrible flooding. Okay, and we've talked about this before. There's quite a few reasons for this. Number one, bad planning by the government. They dammed up a bunch of rivers they shouldn't have dammed up. They messed with nature a bit too much. Nature's pushing back.
Yeah.
All right. Number two, terrible drainage. Incredibly bad drainage.
Yes.
All Chinese cities have bad drainage.
Yeah, so we've talked about this to death, but go up north where it doesn't get much rain. Those cities end up being just as bad, if not worse, sometimes than the cities that have rain because they're so poorly planned with nothing in mind. So you'll have these like ghost towns that pop up basically overnight. Millions of capacity for millions of people, and they don't put proper drainage in.
Yeah.
And you'll have a sprinkle, and you'll be up to your knees in rain, and cars are washing down the road.
Even down south where it rains heavily every year,
That's
the
it.
drainage is terribly bad. I got caught in it so many times where you're like in a bus and it gets stuck in the water and you have to roll up your pants and walk out like up past your knees.
Pretty
the
normal
water.
there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It gets like that all the time. Cars get flooded and
You can just
and-
play this. This is the current flooding right now in Meixian County and Shixian County and Anhui, and also apparently some is taken to the capital in Hefei.
Yeah.
We have Guilin, Guangxi, and Longyuan and Fujian. So all of south and eastern China is getting absolutely decimated right now.
Yeah.
And when we say decimated, we're not talking about like, oh, the river flooded a bit. We're talking about entire houses and buildings are collapsing into the torrents in the road.
Yeah.
Which is wild. It's leaving just absolutely wreckage.
You know what also is wild is that some of the people I've been speaking to online that are living in China, that are living in unaffected areas, like say Beijing, they don't know this is happening.
No.
They actually don't know the flooding is this bad.
It's funny because like you'd think if you look it up on the local like channels there, which are still state run, you can find some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like limited to that area basically. If you're outside of that scope, it's not on like the super big national news or whatever. And if it is, it's like a very passing story. It's like, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
like that.
They'll show
Very
some
quick.
propaganda of like the PLA helping or
social
something. Yeah. Oh, I love this guy.
We didn't want to show anybody like getting hurt. or
Oh no,
anything,
of course. So it's kind of funny that they rescued these two, this elderly couple, and they're just completely covered in mud.
But they're alive. So
Yeah, they're
we didn't
alive,
Show you
yeah.
any bad stuff.
Yeah, just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, they made
Interesting.
it.
Yeah.
They made it.
It's good. It's good. Good feel good.
But look, it's just getting like this is in Anhui. The buildings are being swallowed into the roads and the rivers. Crazy.
Yeah, you would think that this kind of thing would be making international news. I haven't really seen it make international news. Have you?
A little bit, but nothing with this coverage. Eyewitness.
Yeah. This is in some of the aftermath. People scavenging the food that was flooded.
Yeah, and like cigarette packs.
I would advise against eating any
Don't
food
eat
that
flood
you've recovered from a flood.
Don't go in the floodwater if you can avoid it, and then don't eat flood food.
Yeah.
Probably a bad idea.
Yeah. Exactly.
But this is an Anhui. Look at the sheer scope of this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Remember when we were in what was that place?
Guizhou.
In Guizhou. What was it? What, Zhengzhou or something? What was that stupid tourist place we went to with the fish? Jinyuan, that's right. Remember, like at night it flooded and the whole bank's flooded and everything.
The whole thing
and,
was like this.
Yeah, and all the
Check out this house.
yeah.
Insane.
This reminds me of that.
It
where,
was
like,
very similar.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even on the
No, that wasn't.
Remember
We
that?
were there, and like the
It was
thing
on the
is,
local TV or whatever. That was
they had all these like tourist boats and stuff on the river there. It's one of those fake brick towns, where they build all these like looks like an ancient temple, but you go up to it and it's wallpaper, that type of thing. But they had all these like little tour boats and stuff. You moored there, and then like all of a sudden the water, everything got flushed away, and everything was like just destroyed.
Yeah, that's right.
It's crazy. All right.
We were
so-
worried we weren't going to get out.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And remember, just down the road, what's that famous place again with the whole water thing, and it got completely obliterated at the time? There's that very famous tourist place, and it's just down the river.
Oh yeah, in Hunan.
What's it called again? I remember that made the news because they couldn't,
Yeah,
not.
that
Yeah, you know what I'm
yeah.
talking. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long time ago. Okay. Anyway, just to say, we've witnessed this kind of thing with our own eyes. It's very common in China, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
We were actually drinking at a bar down at the river,
It wasn't a bar, it was a grilled fish place.
Yeah, whatever. And they were like, get out of here.
They were like, you gotta go.
Go up the mountain.
And we were
so
like,
we went up.
oh, and we watched it, went.
And the water just rose up where we were sitting, like in a minute.
In a minute.
So yeah, it's bad. It's really
scary,
bad.
dude.
But back then, you know, we're like, whatever, having a good time. Who cares? You know.
This is interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
It's terrifying, dude. It's just squads are so scary.
Absolutely, and it's devastating.
It is.
So something that isn't devastating, we'd like to have a quick word.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's have a word.
So today's video is brought to you by AG1. We absolutely love AG1.
Absolutely.
Drink AG1 every single day. It's fantastic.
Yep.
So I basically noticed that my energy was starting to dip. I noticed that I wasn't myself anymore. And honestly, we don't eat the best, right? I try my best to eat pretty well, but
I think everyone tries.
we try.
At least
right?
mentally.
But the thing about AG1 that's fantastic is that it's one scoop of powder into a glass, a few seconds to make, and we drink it, and you're set for the rest of the day. All of your nutrients, all of your vitamins, you've covered everything, all your nutritional bases. Right? Yeah. I trust AG1 because unlike so many products, the entire formula is backed by research studies and not just the ingredients. AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work and gives me the peace of mind by covering my nutritional bases. The formula is fantastic. We trust it. We love it. We absolutely love AG1. If there's one product that we trust to support our whole body health, it's AG1, and that's why we've partnered with them for so long. It's easy and satisfying to start your journey with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/ADV. That's drinkag1.com/ADV. Check it out.
Yes, please. You know, I got a friend, and he's convinced that because he's like, it covers the entire food pyramid. He's like, it's got dairy, it's got protein, it's got carbs.
I like the logic.
And all this kind of stuff. I think he would benefit from some AG1.
Yes.
Because he's
Then he
one
could-
of the sickliest looking people you'll ever meet in your life. It's like, that's proof that he's wrong.
Hopefully he's not watching.
I mean, if he is, he'll be drenched in sweat, rolling around in like a pile of grease. Because that's what that's the outcome.
Well, if we benefit from AG1, then he definitely will.
Absolutely.
And anybody, even if you have a healthy diet. Seriously.
Yes.
Great thing to put on top of that. Hey, let's
Correct.
moving on.
Yes, moving on, everybody. So it's time for us to move on to. Whoa, hang on. That's a bit too premature. Premature. Give me a second.
Okay, it didn't pop up on screen.
Yeah, I know it's in the background, but my favorite part of the show is Slopaganda. Okay, guys. So I'm sure everybody out there has seen these videos going around. There's thousands of them. Where there's this formula in China. Okay. It's something that CCP sycophants and shills and propagandists and people who work for the Chinese government, they all do the same. They'll put up, you'll see our thumbnail today, they'll put up China versus USA.
Yeah,
and
we did it as a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Hunter?
And you would see, they'll show like a homeless person in America,
Yeah.
and then they'll show like the newest, flashiest subway station or building that's just been made in China, and they'll say, see how much better China is?
It'd be like a tent city in Philadelphia or
And they'll be
something,
like,
and it'll be like
Americans shocked or embarrassed.
yeah.
It's
And then
so
it'll be
nonsense.
like a I don't know, a Ferrari going down a Beijing road or
Yeah,
something.
it's a very lazy propaganda, by the way. It's very lazy
very
cherry picking
effective,
stuff, but people fall for it, and it's such a good formula that the Chinese government rewards that kind of thing.
Yes,
Actually, and
for sure.
they push it. So today is kind of a little bit of an antidote to that. So we'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, let's get out of there, and here we go.
Welcome to China's infrastructure from the future. Now today, we've come to Chengdu City in Sichuan province, and we're gonna check out their crazy, insane metro system. I think I may have traveled forward in time to the future. Look how clean it is. It's immaculate. I've never seen anything like this. China is really embarrassing America at the moment, especially when America's subway looks like this. I mean, this just blows any other country's metro system, subway, whatever you want to call it, blows it straight out of the water. I mean, it's just uncomparable. You can't compare. The UK, the UK, London Underground, forget about it. The US, if you go into a New York subway, you're lucky to come out with your life.
I think that's a pretty bad take, you know. This guy's not paying attention to what's going on in China, is he?
You see how easy it is to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the joke, right?
Yeah.
So this is a shill for CCP sycophant dude,
Yeah.
right? Loves CCP. It makes all these videos about like, oh, America bad, China. He's like ABP for
Yeah.
for the CCP.
That's what he does, and he's not even American.
No. So he basically goes around and shows these like pristine examples or whatever, and makes these.
When something has just been built,
Yeah.
they fly him there specifically
Yeah.
when a new subway thing opens or an airport.
They're like, "Look
and
at
then he'll be
this,
like, look at this, and then show like the worst picture he can find of the New York subway or something. That's easy to do.
So what
Yeah.
the parody here is you can take the exact video and you can just overlay. Look at all those beautiful subway systems in New York City.
There's some
Right.
incredible ones, and you know, here's an interesting thing. The New York subway has recently they've created the new Grand Central Station. It's the first big upgrade they've done to the line since 1910.
Yeah.
Right now, you might think that's a bad thing, but that's a good thing. That means that it was built so well that it was able to service the entire city for 100 years, more than 100 years.
Yeah.
You know?
So the thing is, like, can you go back to like the actual
On the
thing we're gonna
hunt?
talk about?
Well, it's coming. I'll play it
Okay.
for you. By the way, oh, that's interesting that they made it
'Cause
in
it's
there.
sloppy game.
Okay. I'll go back to that in a second.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that, by the way, that did happen. What was it? Two days ago, there was a mass stabbing on the Shanghai metro. Shanghai is China's most sophisticated city.
Yeah.
All right, and 3 people were stabbed. Who knows what happened to them because the news is very scant about it.
Yeah.
But I saw the video footage myself. One dude definitely looked like he probably didn't make
Yeah.
it. Who knows? Yeah, it's kind of tough to say. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, every country in the world has its issues. All right. And if you want to compare apples to apples, you got to be fair about it.
Yes.
Okay, China has got very nice subway stations. So does New York City. So does
So does
you know,
Russia. so
so
does
does-
Europe.
Northern Europe. You know, yeah. It's not like a competition at the end of the day. But people use it as propaganda. Anyway, what should be noted here is that this particular line, that same place the shill was, the Chengdu subway.
Yeah, that one you just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's going on about how amazing it is.
And how America's embarrassed.
Yeah, line 13 collapsed, as you can see here, the sinkhole. Now, line 13 is a new one,
Brand new.
and I love how there's an article from last year about it that says very specifically, Chengdu Metro Line 13, intelligent, safe, and reliable.
Sticking
See how
with the
propaganda
pointy
works? You can say something, and you just expect people to eat it up. Does that
to
massive
save passage?
sinkhole look
Let's
intelligent
go.
to you?
That's literally line 13
It is this-
inside the earth.
this
It
is-
consumed it.
Yeah, does
Because
line
geological surveys weren't done properly, things are rushed, palms are greased. In China, would rather have people die
Yeah.
and a boatload of propaganda to be able to rub in America's face about how they get things done than to actually do things properly.
Yeah. When is the last time the New York subway tunnel collapsed? I can't think of any offhand. Was there a massive sinkhole in the middle of New York City? I can't think of. Maybe it happened. Who knows? But I can't think of it. I can think of plenty of these sinkholes in China.
It was what did it start construction in 2022 or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And it's supposed to open in 2025. All right.
Right.
But they say it's intelligent. That doesn't look intelligent to me. They say it's safe. That doesn't look safe to me. That looks the opposite of safe.
Well, what you do is you take your hand like this,
Yeah.
and then you ignore the portal to hell in the
Yes.
ground.
Yeah.
Then you just look at the train on the left, and you're fine.
According to the Chinese state media, there are 0 casualties.
Yeah. And I'm happy to go with that because then I can laugh at how ridiculous this is. Because I'm not going to laugh at a situation where people will.
Of course not. Here's the thing. I find it a bit hard to believe because that is a tourist area where people go to see the ginkgo trees and stuff. That's a very well-traveled area.
Very, very high traffic.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of people there, right? On top of that, all those residential buildings, by the way, they all had to be evacuated. And no, whatever. Take a look up there. You see that massive building?
Yes.
That's teetering on the edge of this massive sinkhole where all the structural earth has disappeared. I'll go back there. You know, that's incredibly dangerous. These high-rise buildings, their foundations are being undermined over there. You know? Those things, I wouldn't feel safe living in any of those buildings from this day forward.
Bro, I'm so tired of this. I mean, we lived there over a decade. I don't mean to be apathetic about this, but it's like we saw this so much in China, and it's just so infuriating to see how many people and institutions and everyone going out there saying, well, China might be kind of an evil place because the government, but man, they do stuff quick and they do it well. No, they don't.
They do it quick, yes.
They literally don't. It's so bad.
They do it quick, not well.
Yes.
They don't, and this is proof. Again, this is not even opened yet, all right? And it's collapsed, line 13.
Yeah.
They, you know, in 2023, they'd already completed 70% of it, right? 78% in 2023, a year ago. They're supposed to be opening next year. It's collapsed in on itself. So it's not even released yet and it's broken.
So here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
I always like to run this thought experiment. Like, oh, well, that's in China, and China's gonna have to deal with that, right? That doesn't affect the rest of the world, but it does, and I'll tell you why. These massive government contracts that China does, and it's supposed to be the best stuff they save for China, right?
Yeah.
The standard of quality. These are state projects. These are not private companies. A private company doesn't go, we're going to take this tender to build the line 13 in Chengdu, right? This is the central state, right? And they go, here's a boatload of money. We're going to do it, right? Then something like this happens, and it gets buried in the news. Not many people talk about it, and people move on. They go, well, if they hear about it, like, well, that was just China, right? But China's exporting these projects all over the world.
Yeah, and not only to places like Africa, Europe as well. Look at Montenegro, how they destroyed the rivers.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, we could say, oh, well, that's in Africa, and they need anything they can get, right? So even if it's substandard, it's better than nothing, right? No!
It's going everywhere.
It's going everywhere. It costs people's lives. It turns in a massive trillions of dollars in debt for these countries. And then it also, the countries where you might live, or you might be watching as an English speaker, get these contracts too.
Yeah, and I mean, the people living in Africa as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is that not important?
Yeah.
Right? People brush this stuff off. It's like, oh, it's in China, oh, it's in Africa. No, it's everywhere, and it's a big problem in everywhere it is.
That's absolutely right. Now, there's a little clip that I wanted to show you, which is a little bit unrelated, which we stuck in there. Let's just get to it. Remember the floods?
Yeah.
So we showed you the devastating Anhui flood footage, right? What does the Chinese government do? Rather than send people to go help, once again in Anhui, in a different part of Anhui that wasn't hit by the floods, they opened the fire hydrant over here to film propaganda about people. See, look at them like, oh, we're packing the sandbags or whatever, you know?
Well, Chinese citizens are filming this and putting parody music over because they think it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. They faked the flood.
Yeah, to film propaganda.
To film propaganda, to be like, we're helping in that flood.
Yeah,
no, you're not.
How about you actually just go help and film yourself actually helping? Yeah. Why do you have to fake it?
Why do you have to film it?
Yeah.
Get on.
Yeah, why film it? Exactly. Dude, you're already at the wedding. The deal is closed.
That's a deep inside joke from old
old ADV. Anyway, take a look at this nonsense, okay? You've literally got people that are stranded, their homes destroyed, the entire town's destroyed, missing family members, you name it. Rather than go help those people, the Chinese government makes a farce.
Yes.
A stupid facade where they go and set people out and they're like, let's basically have a play.
Yeah.
You know, this is China's Broadway.
This is...
You know what I mean?
CCP
Broadway musical. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is it. It's like, oh, we're helping hold the floodwaters back.
We didn't even charge you exorbitant Broadway fees.
Exactly.
This is a musical. Like, think about the guy that's actually... See that guy?
Yeah.
By the way, this is going to tie into... What do you think his salary is, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Because this will be relevant in a little bit.
200 RMB a month.
I mean, that's a bit low, but yeah.
Just maybe
You're
1,000
being facetious there.
RMB.
Okay, maybe 2,000 at most.
1,500
At most.
for a
2,000.
sanitation worker like
I
that.
said at
Yeah,
most.
Okay.
Be nice.
Attention.
All right.
A couple $100 a month, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna
And
come into
RMB.
play later. But imagine you're him.
Yeah.
Imagine you're this guy and you're looking over there and you're like, these
served well.
freaking government employees are wasting water out of the fire hydrant and pretending to do work while I'm sitting here pulling their trash.
Yes.
Isn't that insulting?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well
It's awful. Yeah, I just had to show that. Anyway, again, this Shanghai knife attack in the subway is real, and it did happen just 2 or 3 days ago. Whether you heard about it or not, I guess you probably
Report,
didn't.
soldier.
It didn't make huge news.
I searched. You can find it in like little
Berlin.
offshoot news things, you know, but like very weird
I don't want
ones.
to be that guy,
What?
but Americans get stabbed in China and it's full of news everywhere.
Yes, exactly.
Right? But then Chinese people get stabbed and it's like, that's whatever. Right?
That's this is something I've been trying to point out for the
Yeah.
longest time. 4 Americans got stabbed and made international news. Literally, commuters in China's biggest, most sophisticated city get stabbed on the thing, and it doesn't even hit CNN. No one cares.
barely.
People
even
get
cracks the
stabbed in
news.
China daily. There are
It's
these
insane.
knife attacks, and nobody knows about it.
No.
But you get these people going around, China's the safest place in the world. China's so safe. It's not. It's just that you don't hear about the bad stuff, so you think it's safe. Anyway, rant over. Back to this whole ridiculous sinkhole thing. If no one was hurt, I'm very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm like press X to doubt at the moment,
Press X to
considering
doubt big time.
considering the location that it's a
Right.
very heavy traveled area, and it wasn't a blocked off road that collapsed. You can see there is a blocked off road, but next to the one that collapsed looks like it was a normal road that collapsed because
Yeah.
they're working underneath. Anyway, the next day after that collapsed, 1,000 miles away in Guangzhou, we had this site to be on.
天呐，有没有砸到人呐？天呐，有没有砸到人了？这个。吓死人了！真的砸到人了吧？这里有人在惨叫。真的砸到人了！哎呀，天哪！快来呀，抢救人呐！天哪！
What I said, quickly come up to
快报警啊！
see people. We're not going to show you bodies or anything. But
No, no.
people will be screaming.
那里好危险，那里快掉下来了。
Yeah, so anyway, from what you can see here, it's the scaffolding around the building collapsed, right?
Metal poles and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, the building itself didn't collapse. It looks like
Buildings
I mean,
often collapse in China.
It's kind of hard to tell what's going on
Yeah.
behind the leaned over scaffolding there, but it's pretty bad for something like this to go down. And by the way, where this is located, we've both been there. It's on a Tianfu Lu, which is just opposite the big Tianhe Park. Tianhe, for those of you who don't know, is Guangzhou's big, very flashy CBD area. It's the posh area of that city. You know, when you go to Guangzhou, that's the place you
That's
go.
where you go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Tianhe.
Especially as
So
a tourist.
It's not like a far-flung, weird, like little mini town somewhere. And Guangzhou, previously known as Canton, is one of China's 4 first-tier cities. You know what I mean? This
This is prime,
Top.
prime location here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's no small thing to happen.
受伤有一个受伤很厉害，在大叫。
Anyway, somebody needs help, and let's hope they got their help. Let's see. This, of course, is being posted around, and people are like, "What the hell's going on with this
天
collapse?"
福路这里这个楼塌了，天福路旁边那里在
No,
现在
you
那个楼
don't.
楼
But now
楼
you
塌了，
do.
我操，
Chengdu is
豆腐
basically
渣
a
工
first
程
tier
了。
city.
Yeah, Chengdu is massive.
And so here we go.
Yeah. Now, again, I would like to show you the kind of propaganda, the way China counters the terrible things. And, you know, here's the thing. When you have a national disaster like these floods, I think most countries would respond by sending people out to help
Yes.
and try to deal with it and not try to cover it up or deflect.
Right.
But China tries to deflect.
Yes.
They censor the bad news and then they try to put crap like this out. A traffic police woman directed traffic barefoot for 4 hours on a flooded road in Hezhou. South China is Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. Hashtag China story. And they put this like soppy music to it, and like, oh, what a poor woman, right? You know. And they show her like carrying a child across the road. This is all set up, by the way. And here's the thing, I got a question for you.
We saw the fire hydrants, we get that.
Yes.
Anytime this kind of stuff is filmed.
When something is filmed, it's set up. Here's my question, okay? This poor policeman, and look, it literally says there in Chinese, for 4 hours barefoot, she directed traffic. It's like, wow, what a sacrifice. The Chinese economy must be really bad if they cannot afford gumboots, or whatever you call them, rain boots, for their policemen and their policemen in a city that very often experiences flooding and heavy rains.
All the time.
Yes.
This is in Guangxi.
So they cannot even equip their police officers with very basic footwear?
Apparently not.
You see where the cracks start to form.
It backfires every time.
It backfires. It shows you, first of all, that the Chinese police are incredibly badly equipped and that they don't have the budget to do something as simple as get rain boots.
Or they do, and they do this on purpose for a propaganda film.
Yes.
Both work, both track.
Yes, yes.
Both track here, guys.
Because she certainly doesn't need to be standing there barefoot.
No, but it makes a great video, doesn't it?
Yeah. So anyway, I just had a little quick check, and yes, this is also a traffic policeman up here, by the way. You can tell by the white hat. You know, she was wearing a white hat. This guy, I'll go back up to the top quickly so you can see. Traffic police wear white hats, and like you see, she's wearing a white women's hat.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, well, pretty much most of the time. So this guy, see, he's got his white hat. That's a traffic police too. Oh, look at that. He actually decided to wear his
so they do have
his rain boots this time because they do have them, and it is part of their uniform.
Did you include the thing with the deflection?
No, I
I'll
didn't.
explain it real quick.
Yeah, please.
So Winston made a facetious post.
Yes.
And he said, wow, the Chinese police are so under-equipped from the government they can't even afford rain boots, right?
Yes.
It's a joke,
A joke,
because
a
you're
joke.
poking fun at this propaganda.
I'm just turning the propaganda on its head,
it's
right?
a joke,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the shills and the Wu Mao came
Yeah.
out, so the people deflecting for the CCP and said, what did they say?
Well, first, for somebody who's like, well, at least you can appreciate her can-do attitude.
Yeah.
But then the other one is like, in East Asia, people don't wear rain boots. Yeah, people don't wear rain boots. You
It's
know,
not part of the
It's not part of their
culture.
culture. It's like,
And you were like,
what? Like,
This you,
what is
bro.
this then, bro? What's this? What's this? I know people will make
They're
up.
everywhere in China.
Yeah.
I saw rain boots all the time.
Every
I'd say I
single
saw
time.
more rain boots in China than anywhere else in the world.
Yep.
Construction workers, traffic police, Baoan.
This-
News from the field? I expect your return. Want to trade? Come again.
I can get you anywhere. Here! Ready to leave? Let's go. Looking for safe passage? Up on! Where you headed? Hold tight. Welcome, traveler. Get on.
Kilogram of wheat, 24 liters of milk. 1 kilogram of wheat, 24 liters of milk. Ha! 1 kilogram of wheat, 24 liters of milk. Ha! 1 kilogram of wheat, 24 liters of milk.
I can get you anywhere. Here! Looking for safe passage? Let's go! In life, you torture Albion. In death, you feed it.
Ooh.
Local goods. Made a profit?
Ready to leave? Hold tight. Where you headed? Get on!
Follow our lead.